Today we are going to be talking about Ace of Spades, and it's like the third time that I try to do the review because I want to say very smart things about this book, but I fail miserably because this book is so good and it brings so many things to the fore, and it makes you think so hard, and it makes you look at yourself and consider the things that you are doing, maybe without realizing that are seen as racism, micro-racism, and this book really made me think a lot because it treats like lots of very important things like classism, money as something that offers you power, homophobia, racism, eugenics. This book is amazing, and we're going to have our two main characters, Chiamaka and Devon, and they're going to be narrating the story in alternate chapters. We're going to have point of view of Chiamaka and the point of view of Devon. And they are attending this school in which they are the two only black kids among this sea of white students. So they stand out because, they are the only black kids. And that makes you think about the fact that how black people must feel when they are surrounded by white people. And sometimes we stare at them without meaning to, and do some things that we think nothing about, but, are singling them out. And it's like, okay, I won't do that anymore. And I love that we have this kind of books because it really helps you understand, the other part. It helps you feel how they feel, because maybe you think, okay, slavery happened like very long ago, but you don't think that all the repercussions about thinking that the white race is superior, how it affected and how they feel about it, about having been exploited and reduced to nothing, and and how harder they have to fight just to have the same thing that white people have. So yeah, I hate to say that white supremacy exists, and I will love that we will be able to move past that, but I think it's harder than we think. And I love that this book also makes you think about lots of things. I mean, I was reading this book and I love that. I mean, this story, it's amazing, and it makes you think about, as I say, about different things. We are going to say, as I was saying, these two main characters, they go to this white school, and they're very smart guys. They're trying to get into very big universities like Yale and study medicine for Chiamaka, and Devon wants to go to Juilliard and play music, and they can do it. They have the resources in themselves to do it. So, they're trying and doing the best thing they can, and then suddenly someone begins to target them. At the beginning, it seems like it's something that affects different students in the school, but very soon you realize that the only students that are being targeted are the only black students in the school. And it begins like this bullying prank thing, and it escalates very quickly into sharing very personal information, even photographies and videos, and it soon begins to feel like something that's very threatening when they are being followed around by people who they don't know who they are, and they feel that they are in danger. And the author has this amazing way of making you feel what they are feeling, and it's like you can put the book down. I don't know if you can see it, but I put a lot of posits on it because I love how fully fleshed out the characters are. I was reading the part of Devon and I was thinking he's going to be my favorite character because he's amazing. You really feel for him. He comes from a poorer part of society. He comes from the hood. He has a mom that has to work like 3 different jobs just to raise the kids and put food on the table. And he's happy to attend university. He wants to leave all of this behind. And it's like, in a way, he's kind of ashamed of where he comes from, but at the same time, he loves his mother because of the things he's doing, but he wants to do better. He wants to escape, but he doesn't allow himself to dream because it's like every time that he has dream about getting a better something, it's like life has laugh in his face. And he's going to have this, he's gay, but he doesn't feel like he can tell his mom because he's afraid he's going to be rejected. So he's grappling with his sexuality. He hasn't come out, and he fears that if he does, people are going to reject him. So yeah, there's a lot of pressure inside Devon, and he's an amazing character. And Chiamaka, she comes from a more stable, rich part of the society, but she also has her own demons, and she's always straightening her hair because everyone expects her to look apart. You know, she has to fit into this box in which everyone is trying to put her so she doesn't stand out as black. But anyway, everyone treats her as other. And it's something that, you know, that really bothers me, that that we are still in that place in which people fear that they have to be inside boxes, and I hate that. And going back to her, she is from a mixed marriage. Her father is white, her mom is black, and the family of the father doesn't accept them. And I wanted to shout at the father and say, defend your wife and your daughter. And it makes you think about lots of things about a key sensing with family, because you don't want, you know, to raise your voice. It's like, okay, let's pretend everything is okay, but it's not okay. And I love how Chiamaka is trying to struggle and to fit in, you know, where she really was born to stand out. And there's lots of things that this book makes you think about, like abusive and toxic relationships, when there is someone who's taking and taking and taking, giving nothing in return. It's making you think about classism, about the power that money gives or takes away depending on the society and the part of the society that you were born into. There is this kid who's very smart and he could do great things with life, but he knows he will be forced to drop out education when he finishes high school because he will have to work so he can bring money to the family. And it's something that makes you think and makes you mad. And also it talks about racism and eugenics, about how stupid white people sometimes are. And I love reading books by people of color because it makes me, for a moment, I can empathize and see the world through their eyes and think about all the things that maybe I'm doing wrong without realizing. And also, I love that they bring me this perspective and it helps open my mind. And, you know, I love to be taught, so to speak, about the struggle they face. And if I can, I will do everything I can in my hand just to help. And I love that we have different people of color writing books for their own people. This is something that I love because I had never thought about the fact that everywhere I look it's white. Disney movies are white, everything is white, and I love that black people and people of color are writing books for their own people. I love that. I feel like we need to empower them and shout out, and this book is so good. It's amazing, and when you read at the end of the book why the author felt like writing this book, it all makes more sense. And I say there's a lot of positives I put in here because the characters, both of them, are so fleshed out. I love them. I was like, I love Chiamaka, she's my favorite. No, Devon is my favorite. Because both of them have so many struggles, so many fears, they are trying to survive in this world, and you can relate to them. And then the fact that they are black in a world of white supremacy, and I hate that this is like that, but you know, and the fears they have, the hard they have to fight, they have to do everything harder, and they have to, you know, to fit into these boxes, and they don't. There's this moment in which there is a police car that stops them, and they are visibly nervous, and you think, no, please. I mean, you can. The talk, I didn't know about the talk that all the black parents have with the kids. If they stop you in a sudden movement, don't do nothing that can scare them. I love you. I mean, that's shitty. I mean, I don't want to imagine what I will feel like a black parent or a black kid, you know, fearing the people that should protect you. I mean, it's crazy. This book is amazing. I fear, as I said at the beginning, that I'm butchering it because I want to say so many smart things about it because it deserves to be, you know, said lots of smart things. If you love high school thrillers, when there is bad guys and you don't know who is who, and as it says here, how do you stop someone when you don't know who the enemy is? I mean, it's like you get paranoid, you begin to look over your shoulder and thinking who is the one doing this, and you aren't expecting the twist. But for me, the best part of this story, it's the awareness that brings to you about homophobia, about racism, about classism, about power and money, and all of those things. For me, that was the best part of the story, and the characters are so amazing and so fully fleshed out, as I say, that they jump out of the page, and you want to protect them, and you want to help them. And I think that you aren't expecting anything that's going to happen in this book, because it was like, what? I love it, I recommend it, I shout it. Yeah, get it, it's amazing. Thank you for watching, bye!